So we're gonna get ourselves set up for a successful year next year. We're not waiting until then to get into it. We are reinventing ourselves. Why do you want to commit to being a better version of yourself? Because we are not holding on to the past version of ourselves. We are moving forward. Welcome back to Grow with Linds podcast. I know before we even get started, it's been a long time, you guys. It really has. There's something about sitting down and talking to the camera for like 30 minutes or however long. It's really a lot sometimes, and I guess I just wasn't able to mentally do that. I'm really excited to really step up my game with this podcast, get back on the grind, and start really sharing with you guys tips on how to become the better version of yourself. Today's video is exactly that, or podcast episode, whether you're listening to this on YouTube or just audio, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, whatever you choose. But I would definitely say today's video would be good for the YouTube because I'm going to be giving you step-by-steps how to go into this next year, working on being the best version of yourself, and that kind of includes some bullet points, all right? Kind of step-by-step system on how to really progress into that and walk into this new year fresh and ready. I need to get straight into it because it's juicy today and I'm excited. So we're not even going to do the intro questions because I don't even know if you guys really like those. But let me know if you want me to do those in each video or you just want me to get straight into it. I also like to address that I know it looks a little gloomy in here. It's not very sunny today. I'm gonna go with those fall vibes. I'm wearing a green flannel if you are not watching the YouTube video. So we're just going with the fall vibes today, okay? We are reinventing ourselves to go into this new year. It is long awaited to really sit down and talk to you guys about completely revamping your life and reinventing yourself. And I think this is now the perfect time because we are not starting in the beginning of next year. We are starting now so we can be ahead, okay? You got a little over 2 months left of this year. So we're gonna get ourselves set up for a successful year next year, all right? Before it's already too late. We're not waiting until then to get into it. I want you to take notes on this video or have this to be able to come back to because there is going to be some tea that I'm spilling to take note of the steps that I'm giving you guys to reinvent yourself and get yourself up into that next level for next year. Before we get started on these points, make sure you subscribe or follow the podcast. A lot more self-growth tips and videos coming your way, so stay tuned for that. The quote we are going to start with today is one that I love. And I've probably quoted it and you may have heard it like multiple times from me, but if you're new here, I think it's important to share it again. Failing to plan is planning to fail. That is from one of my favorite books, one of the books that has really helped me become a better person, Atomic Habits. If you've not read it, put it on your book list right now. Before we even get ourselves ready for becoming a better version of ourselves, we gotta kind of reflect on the past version of ourselves, the version that we want to better ourselves from. We gotta kind of take a step back first. Get out your journal, and if you can't get out your journal right now, you're gonna want to come back to this video, so save it. You're gonna want to come back and write these prompts down so that you can take some time, journal through them. I want you to take notes of the things that you have been doing this last year that you do not want to bring along with you for the next year. Things that you want to stop, habits you want to quit. What do you want to change? What are some of the things that you don't necessarily like? It can be as little as getting on your phone when you wake up in the morning. What are the things that do not resonate with the person that you want to become? Things that make you unsatisfied in your life. Maybe even things that you're not off the bat thinking of, but you may need to really sit down with yourself and think about, because that's what I want you to do, is really sit down with yourself, pause this video if you need, and really reflect and think about the past version of yourselves and what things that you want to not take into this new version of yourself. After you kind of get out of the way of the maybe negative things. I then want you to congratulate yourself for the things that you have been doing well, the things that you have been loving about your past, current self, and the things that you want to continue and even do better on going into the future. Waking up earlier than you usually do. You have been waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning. You've been getting your day started and being really focused on taking some time out for yourself. What are some of the habits that you want to congratulate yourself for and continue for sure? Step is crucial. I want you to write down your why. Why do you want to commit to being a better version of yourself? What is that motivation that is driving you towards better things, better accomplishments? Why are you wanting to change your identity and become a better version of yourself? I want you to really have that why, because you want to have that in the back of your head on every day, especially on days where you feel unmotivated and you don't necessarily want to keep up the habits that you've established for yourself. Now, we are going to determine our identity. I want you to write a paragraph or a page, however long it takes. Define who you are, who you want to be, your ideal person, what your ideal version of yourselves would do every day, how she would act, what would she wear, how would she talk, who do you want to be? Because that is going to be a key into this whole journey. Remembering your why and remembering the person that you are establishing yourself as. This is the ideal you. This is the person that you wake up in the morning wishing to be. A key important thing to this is you are not comparing yourself to others. This is for you. This is not you wishing to have somebody else's life. This is wishing to have the best version of you. Last thing I want you to do in your journal is to write out a commitment statement to yourself. Really think of like a contract, like I, Lindsey, am committing myself to becoming this ideal version of myself, and sign it. That is your commitment to yourself, all right? Next thing, we are getting another journal, all right? This is not like a journaling journal. This is a planning. This is you're getting your life together journal. You may use Notion, you may use like a spreadsheet, whatever you prefer for your planning and your goal setting. Do what you like, do what you can like continue. You know, what are your top 5 goals of 2024? These are the goals that you really want, okay? Little goals may come along, but these are your big goals, your 5 top goals. Now, when you have those top goals, I want you to write out a mission statement for each one. How can you get to those goals? Actionable things to set you in the right direction. I want you to turn each of those actions into daily habits that you can incorporate in your life. This is when we are taking these big goals and we are breaking them down into small little steps to build up into those goals. We're not going to look at this big goal and think, okay, how can we just achieve this? How are we gonna do this? We're gonna take it down to, if you want 100,000 followers on Instagram, how are you gonna implement things every single day to get you there? After you have those habits, I would highly suggest you do a habit tracker to be able to track those every day, because we're not waiting until 2024 to implement those habits. Honey, we're doing it tomorrow. Right after you list out those habits, we are implementing them, because we are starting now. We are not waiting. We're not playing the waiting game. New Year's resolution game. We're getting started now to becoming the better version of yourselves. Now, in order to create this ideal version of ourselves, we kind of need to do a little reset. We need to backtrack and we need to figure out what we need to change in our daily lives to be able to resonate with that person that you're trying to be. Number 1, we are doing a declutter. We're doing a digital declutter. Do you need to unfollow people that do not vibe with the person you're trying to be? Maybe cut some toxic people out of your life. Maybe you need to declutter your space. Get rid of things that you do not resonate with, are not giving into your ideal person. You know, you may have some clothes that don't reflect the person that you want to be. Get rid of them, because we are not holding on to the past version of ourselves. We are moving forward. We have to keep moving forward. Number 2, we are creating a vision board, or even simply put a Pinterest board. If you don't want to do a vision board, you can do like a wallpaper, or you can just make a board on Pinterest. I prefer doing like a laptop vision board, because I look at my laptop screen like almost every single day. So that's a super easy way to do it. Some people like to actually do it on a board. Whatever you prefer, do it. You can make a whole fun time out of it and like get your friends together and make vision boards together. Do something that you're gonna be able to see every day of your life, and it will remind you of the person that you're working towards. Maybe you need to redecorate. Okay, I know for me, I'm not vibing with my home. I am going to be moving soon, but I need to revamp, get rid of stuff, and really turn my space into more of a home that can house the person I'm trying to become. Can you reorganize your space into somewhere that is better for productivity? Lastly, accountability, okay? Not only are we holding ourselves accountable for these goals and keeping on track with these habits by using our habit tracker and seeing like us completing our habit tracker and seeing the streak for it and everything, we are going to tell someone we trust and that we know is going to be helpful for us getting to our better selves. We're gonna tell them our goals and the habits that we're trying to keep on track of, and they're gonna be holding you accountable. Having someone else around you trusted that knows your goals and will keep you accountable on top of them. Tough love, but like, you haven't been to the gym today, you're gonna be committed to going to the gym this many days a week, so are you gonna go today? Wanted to check up on you. You know, something like that, where they're keeping you accountable, they know your goals, they're gonna talk to you and let you know, hey, are you gonna follow through? Like, you should be following through with this. Like, you're not keeping up on your goals. Of course, at the end of the day, you're the only one that can get yourself up, get yourself doing things you need to be doing. So holding yourself accountable is essential. So we're gonna be making a video about discipline coming up, but it is all about discipline. You've got to be disciplined in order to get your goals done. Keep your why in the top of your mind. Keep that ideal person, that visual of yourself. That's why it's important to have a vision board in the top of your mind all the time so that you can continue to step in the right direction. End of the day, growth is all up to you. I can give you the steps. I can give you a step-by-step guide to becoming a better version of yourself and planning on becoming a better version of yourself, but you got to implement it. So you got to do the work. I can't just give you the ideal version of yourself, but watching this video is one step closer to you becoming a better version of yourself. So I'm proud of you for even clicking on this video and being like, hey, I want to do this. So pat yourself on the back for that. Okay, you have put some effort in the game. Now you got to follow through with it and be disciplined. I am going to be following this podcast episode up with a whole YouTube video showcasing me taking all of these steps on vlog, doing them with you guys. So if that's something that you would like to, then make sure you go subscribe. If you're on my YouTube, subscribe below so you do not miss that. I am trying to consistently upload on YouTube every Sunday. I will see you guys in the next episode, in the next video. I love you guys. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. Mwah!